How to bake a Raspberry Pi. First, as with any good cooking show, we need to assemble the ingredients. Most important ingredient is, of course, your Raspberry Pi 3. Take it out of the box, after you've touched metal, of course, and out of the electrostatic shielding bag. Then make sure you have a power supply. iPad power supply will work, or a generic 2 amp power supply for USB. You'll need a micro USB cord. Looks like that on that end. Looks like that on the other end. You'll need an HDMI cable. Keyboard or mouse. I generally use my Logitech K400, which combines both into one convenient package with a nice little wireless USB thing that I can plug into my Pi, and monitor and computer to flash the operating system onto your micro SD card. One thing I neglected to mention in my list of ingredients is some kind of card reader or writer. You might just use a micro SD to SD adapter if your computer has that kind of slot. Mine doesn't, so I'll be using this. And of course, you'll need the computer to download and flash the operating system onto the micro USB card. Once you've plugged your micro SD card into your computer, the easiest way to get the operating system to flash onto it is to go to pibakery.org. PiBakery gives us a simple yet powerful way to customize our Raspbian Linux distribution, which is the standard Linux operating system that runs your Raspberry Pi. Go to Download, pick your operating system of choice. I'm using Windows here, and then download the installer. It'll take a while to download. It's over 1 gigabyte because it contains the entirety of the operating system's disk image, which, even though compressed, is still pretty big. So we're going to skip ahead and use, like on all good cooking shows, the finished product, which we've downloaded before. So here's our PiBakery setup executable file, which we've downloaded before. To begin the installation process, just double-click on it, allow it to make changes, accept the agreement, walk through the standard installer, accepting all defaults, and then wait for it to install on your computer. So jumping ahead a bit, I've launched PiBakery, and I have a whole bunch of wonderful customization options here, which I'm going to totally ignore because all we want is to install Raspbian on our SD card at this point. So just click Write, make sure you've got the right disk selected, and click Start Write. It'll give you a solemn warning to say that you're going to erase everything on that drive. Make sure it's the right one, and then click Yes. And this will take a while, so again, we'll jump ahead a bit. So after waiting around for a bit, we've successfully written the operating system to our micro SD card. So we take out the SD card reader, take the SD card out of the reader, and stick it into the slot on the back of the Raspberry Pi so that it can function as the Pi's hard drive. We'll need power, so we're going to take our micro USB cable and stick it into the power slot there. I'm going to stick the other end into our power supply. And one item that I forgot to mention, which is very useful, is an extension cord. Power everything up. Got my monitor plugged into it. I'm going to plug the Pi into it in just a minute. First, we want to be able to control the Pi, so we're going to put in the USB receiver for our keyboard and mouse. And we want to be able to see what's on the Pi. So we're going to stick our HDMI cable into the Pi's HDMI port. Now we're all ready. Our little computer system is all ready to be powered up. Stick the power into the extension cable and voila, it's booting up. The Pi will boot straight to the desktop. We should be able to control the desktop with our keyboard and mouse. Let's start up a program. Just fire up the text editor and we'll just type a standard programmer opening. Oops. Hello world. And that's it. We're all ready to start computing.